disturb me when your tides rise up to say.
Hello, I'm Nathan and welcome back to Cambridge Auto Sound. Haven't made a video for a while, so I thought I would show you this this Yaris. This belongs to Ian, and he came in a few months ago for a audio upgrade. We did a active two-way front end. It already had some Audison Prima door speakers and tweeters in the pillars from a previous installer, and a Audison APBX 10 AS, the active 10-inch subbox in the boot. Been quite nicely installed, but it was just running off the head unit and it was running passive. So we changed it to an active setup, added a 6-channel match Audio-Tech Fisher amp, and it sounded really nice. He then got in touch saying he wanted to try and go to the next level and asked us what we would suggest. If you can do a 3-way front end in a car, that's always the best way of kind of getting the vocals a little bit higher on the dash, really making them nice and pronounced. When you've got a 2-way system, there's always a bit of a gap between what the door speakers will play up to and where the tweeters will be happy playing down to. In these, the tweeters were playing down to about 2,500, and the woofers, they'll play up there, but there was gaps in the response around the kind of 600 hertz mark. It's very common with 2-way systems. So we said, let's go for a 3-way system. Let's change the amp for an 8-channel amp so we can run it all active. But because there's nowhere to naturally put the mid-range in this car, we went for a pillar build. So first of all, from the outside, it's fairly inconspicuous. Okay, you've got a bit more of a lump there, but it doesn't stick out too bad. It's an equal kind of staging, so we haven't gone for the driver's side more on axis. For competition, the people that do competitions will kind of be groaning, saying that they need to be a little bit more on axis. Yes, but from the driving angle, they're still pointing towards you nicely. Yeah, you could get that tweeter a little bit more on axis, but so as you can see, we've done the mid and the tweeter in the pillar. That's the Audison Voce AV3 and AV 1.1. Fantastic little setup. Tweeter especially, I think, is probably one of my favourite tweeters. I've used this a few times and it always sparkles as a bit of kit. The doors have got the Prima mid-bass in still. That was done by the previous installer, although we improved the sound deadening and the mounting of those because it wasn't quite as we were happy with. And like I say, the factory tweeter, I think I've got some before and after little bits of video and footage as Daniel's been doing the pillars, was just a small one mounted, well, it was mounted low down here, underneath where this mid-range is really, and it was kind of pointing down into the dash a little bit. So we've got them on axis, we've got the mid in the car now, and the mid up nice and high. With it time aligned, obviously the stage is playing in the middle. That's the middle, not there. The stage is playing nicely in the middle. And we've done these covers so that for daily driving, or if you're kind of often leaving the car in the middle of town or in public, pop those on and no one can really see what's behind them. If you want to have them on display, then you just pop the covers off. It's just a friction interference fit, and you can see them nicely like that. I think they look pretty smart, so if it was my car, I'd be running them with them out. The design we did was a 3D printed baffle with both speakers on the same plane, rather than the mid and then the tweeter as two separate pods almost. It's a personal choice. I think that looks quite nice. Other people like the design of them being both separate, but we've done that in Daniel's van. We've done that in a couple of cars, but I thought we'd do this one. It's the first time I've done this design. I think it's come out really nicely. In the back, this has just got a plug and play Focal 6.5 coax that we did the last time it was in. And again, the back door was sound deadened. Car constantly bonging and beeping at you. And in the boot, excuse the loose wires, because I've got the laptop plugged into a device to play through the amp, because obviously you can't play music and record on the phone at the same time. But the Helix V8 DSP, and underneath the laptop, let's just show the logo. There we go, Audison. That's the Audison powered sub that the previous installer did. Mounted quite nicely. It plays really well into the car. There's two false floors that sit in here, so you don't see any of this. Even when you lift up the first false floor, there's another one underneath that you never really lift up. So that's obviously 8-channel. 6 of the channels are running at 75 watt, 2 of the channels are running up to 160 watt. It's very clever with how it distributes the power around, so it knows to give the most power to the mid basses in the doors, and probably in the back door as well. And then the mids and tweeters, the little ones up on the pillar, don't need a lot of power in reality. Then it just gives a RCA output to the active sub, and that manages all of that via the DSP, and everything's timelined and EQ'd. And it sounds pretty good. Everyone that's jumped in the car so far has been pretty blown away. Anyway, it's a little short video just to show you our pillars that we built. I'll drop in some B-roll of the process and some photos that Daniel took along the way. But if you're interested in a pillar build like this to get the mids right up on the kind of the centre of the soundstage, give us a call. Check out the website, cambridgeautosound.com, and yeah, we'll be happy to have a chat to you. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you in the next one.